Let's talk about it because it's one of my favorite celebrity conspiracy theories. So, I feel like we've all heard certain things about Leonardo DiCaprio, like the theory that his girlfriends get too old so he breaks up with them, or there was this rumor going around that he wears noise canceling headphones on when he's doing the deed. But the blind items on Crazy Days and Nights say that it's not because the girlfriends get older that he has so many short relationships, it's because he can't perform in the bedroom. This website is crazy. It says that, models have to spend hours just to get him halfway ready to perform. That he talks a big game saying that he'll donate to charities, and he talks a big game, but he actually doesn't donate, similar to when he has relations. And we've also got a little Minuteman reference. So check out the items for yourself, but I think it's very interesting that it kind of goes directly against the reputation he's made for himself. So who knows if it's true, but on behalf of investigative journalism, I would be willing to...
Damn, don't nobody want me? Nobody. Me, I want you. I want you. So you telling me nobody really want me?
So clearly, we have a bit of saltiness going on here with women over 30 shaming guys who prefer to date younger women. And I am definitely no stranger to this. I get shamed for doing it myself, mostly from people online. Every once in a while, I deal with somebody offline, right, in real life, who just is just sitting there with his girl or his wife and realizes when he looks over at me that he might have sold himself short a bit. This is why you got to get into 7 months of mastery so you don't have those feelings of you selling yourself short or lowering your standards just to get in a relationship. But nonetheless, we have a lot of these older females, primarily over the age of 30, who do not like it that men their own age are going for women who are half their age. Okay? Because if there's one thing that women don't like, it is competition. And this is why I tell you guys that this is really the number one thing that keeps your girl in line, is the fact that she knows other women want you. She knows that she can be replaced out there by another woman. That's what will keep her in line, is knowing that you have other buyers who want to be with you, and it's not just her. Where a lot of you guys go wrong, just to go into a very short pickup lesson about game, is where you guys go wrong is you make your girl feel like she is the world and she is the only option that you have out there. And you think by doing so, by simping to her, that you will be rewarded for that simpage. But really, in return, you just get kicked in the nuts, and she starts to think to herself like, wow, nobody else wants him, right? And then you lose your that social proof she had in her head, that you were this badass alpha, that you were this man of the world, that other women wanted. You lose that in her eyes, which basically means you lose her respect. And next thing you know, she is not coming home on time. She's sneaking off to happy hour with her girlfriends, and she's hiding her cell phone and password protecting all of her social media. So this is why you have to let these girls know, hey man, other people want you. In any case, back to her rant here. She is not happy about it. Neither are the other women that I featured in tonight's coaching video from their TikTok accounts, who are not happy with men dating women who are younger than them. But biologically, this is what we do as men, right? That biologically, we want women who are younger, more fertile, more feminine, less mouthy, who haven't racked up all this emotional baggage yet. These are the type of women that we want, right? And contrary to popular belief, it doesn't mean that we're weak, we're insecure with ourselves, we can't deal with a strong, independent woman in the world. No, it's because we don't have the energy to, right? We're too busy running our businesses, moving up in our careers, just trying to crush it out there, because we're guys, that's what we do, that we don't want to come home to a loud mouth. We deal with enough garbage out there as it is, right? We deal with enough challenges and obstacles in the real world as it is. We don't want to come home to another one, right? We want to come home to peace, quiet, relaxation, and somebody who smells good, looks pretty, and is supportive. and cool, right? We don't want to come home and somebody's like strong and independent. No, we don't want that, right? It's just not attractive. So whenever I see these women in their 30s rant about guys dating younger women, my question is, why are you still single in your 30s? You're not even, you're not even supposed to still be single in your 30s. Right? I mean, even just looking at the data on this, that women who are single and childless into their 30s, it just gets worse and worse for them. The dating pool shrinks for them. The amount of options they have with, shall we call them high value men, begins to quickly disappear. Right? So the question is, like, why are you still single? Instead of blaming men for the choices that we have and that we choose to voluntarily make, why are you still single in your 30s? Why aren't you married? Why aren't you settled down? Why aren't you busy raising your family? How come you have time in your 30s to be on TikTok ranting about what somebody else is doing out there? Okay, and you gotta love how they go to Leonardo DiCaprio, because let's get into that real quick. She ranted about Leo. Apparently, as Leo's girlfriends get older, or as Leo gets older, his girlfriends get younger. And there's actually a chart you could look up on Google, which is pretty funny. I actually posted it in my community tab once of Leo's selection in women getting younger as he gets older. There's like this sliding scale that he uses, right? And why does he do that? Because he can. He has those options. Leo doesn't need to settle for a girl his own age, right? Because many of these younger girls, doesn't matter how young they are, they grew up watching Titanic, right? Even the next generation of girls are watching Titanic. You could blame their moms. They're like, like showing their daughters this movie, like, oh, this is so romantic. So romantic. It's about Titanic, and this guy's name is Jack, and lo and behold, the girl grows up, she turns 18, and then she ends up dating Jack, who is Leo DiCaprio, right? But Leo DiCaprio could get away with dating these much younger women, models, right? He's just like dating models left and right, because he can do that. And of course, this woman has to come in. Many women like her, not just her. Just come in and shame the crap out of Leo for exercising his options, right? It's like, what do you want? You want the guy to be with somebody like who's 50, just like him? I think he's like closing in on 50, right? He doesn't have to do that, right? I'm closing in on 50. I don't have to do that either, right? I was out on the strip. I was at dinner with my girl twice during this trip, and we ran into one of my followers. And one of my followers was like, he was just mesmerized. He kept looking at my girl. He's like, whoa, whoa. And I mean, that's the effect that you get, right? It was like, wow, and he was in his 30s, and it was like, wow, I was thinking I was old. I'm like, no, not if you're a man. You're not old at 30, right? But obviously for these females, they don't like that, right? They don't like that. So with Leo, instead of just congratulating him for, his new girlfriend, his new relationship, no, they're going to shame him. And of course, like a typical modern woman, they go right to the shaming tactics, right? You cannot just argue with a guy and debate on the facts. No, facts don't mean anything to modern women. They got to go after the personal attacks, right? They got to go after, oh, Leo, his tiny Johnson. Oh, he's a minute man. Ha ha, I can't even last in bed. I thought the thing about him wearing noise-canceling headphones was pretty funny. I don't know why. That's a new one. But either way, it's like, oh, he can't last. Some of these models are complaining. They're complaining, and it's like, it just reminds me of an old joke. And it goes, I have to think of it. Think of how it went. But it goes, now I remember. It goes, why do women fake orgasms? Because they think we care. Right, but that was the joke, right? So it made me think about that when she was like, oh, Leo doesn't last in bed, doesn't care about pleasuring her. He's a minute man, and it's like, well, two of these statements are contradicting each other, first of all, right? I mean, not to try to defend Leo here, but that's contradictory, because she was also saying, like, he's a minute man, but also it takes a while for these models to get him aroused, right? So it's like, okay, if it takes him a while to get him aroused, how can it be a minute, man? Just being a guy myself, right? Times where I'm not into it and I don't really feel like having sex and my girl has to work on me, it's like I last much longer than a minute, right? Because I'm just not in the mood for that. So that contradicts itself. Just being a guy, you know that yourself. Like, okay, somebody's lying here, right? Somebody's lying. I'm more likely to believe that it does take him a while to get aroused, right? Because he's just had so many women that he's become desensitized to it. And unfortunately, I do know what that feels like, right? Don't need Viagra or anything like that. I'm doing fine, right? But I do know what that feels like because after a while, you do become desensitized. It's just normal, right? You just have so many women, you become desensitized to it. So I believe that part about Leo, just because with the amount of women he's dated, the level of women he's dated, the hotties he's dated, the guy's going to become desensitized. It's going to become boring to him at some point, and at times, sex is just not what it used to mean to me either. And this is often why I tell guys, I don't want you following in my footsteps verbatim. I just want you to get in 7 months of mastery and learn enough game to get the girl of your dreams, to not simp to women out there, and to, for a lot of guys who are looking to have that LTR, that family life, get a woman above your standards. Use my material to do that, but don't become this lifelong POA or anything like that. It's just not something I advise, because you do get to a level where you become desensitized to it, and mentally, most guys just can't handle that, right? It can really just tear you up. Fortunately, like mentally, I'm sane. Mentally, I'm pretty strong. I have a pretty strong frame, and I've seen a lot of BS out there, and I've had a lot of life experience, so I know how to handle myself from a psychological standpoint when it comes with just being with too many women, but it's not something that I look to do anymore, like I look to conquer, because a lot of guys are always like, don't you get bored to pick up and stuff like that? You've had enough women, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. For me, it's really about the kill. And don't get me wrong when I say the kill, I don't mean like just banging the girl, but it's about the kill, like just getting into somebody's life that I've never met, this stranger, and usually I like when she shit tests me even harder to break through that wall. And I think that's kind of like the satisfaction I get now. It's kind of like, that's the win for me. And I don't need to sleep with her, but it's just getting through that wall and just getting to that point where I could if I wanted to, right? I guess that's the satisfaction for me now. It's not like, oh, got to bring you back to the hotel, otherwise it doesn't count. I don't need to do that now because I know when I'm in, right? I know when I'm in the door. I know when I've got her. And many times that's enough for me now, and I'm trying to change my ways and try not to do that anymore. But regardless, I do understand, or I do believe the point where she was making, that the models have to work on him a bit to get him aroused, right? Because, again, the guy's just probably had so many women, and he's desensitized to it, right? He's just desensitized to sex, and it's just not a big deal for him, and he's probably just doing it to please the girl, right? And maybe get his rocks off once in a while, but of course, they have to go to the shaming tactics, and it's like, why do you have to shame this guy, It's like, that's his business, okay? But this is what happens, just getting back to our original point, this is what happens when an older man starts dating a much younger woman. This is the type of hate you deal with, and it's always, like I've always told you guys, always, 110% of the time, is going to come from a female who is over the age of 30, right? 110% of the time, it's going to come from a female over the age of 30 who is just single, alone, doesn't have kids, doesn't have a man, right? Could never hang on to a man because that's why they're still single, right? In 30. Doesn't mean they never had a boyfriend. Of course they did. They had loads of them. They just can't hang on to them, right? But these are the type of women that are going to come after you, shame you, hate on you. They're never going to come after you either on the facts or try to debate you on your actual argument. They're just going to personally attack you, something that you can't control, right? Your looks, your eyes, your face, your weight. You can't control your weight, but they're just going to attack you, your height, your penis, whatever they can, right? Nothing is ever going to be on the facts. It's always going to be like something like a character attack or some kind of name calling, call you a woman hater or misogynist or something like that. I get that a lot, and it's like, that does not match the facts, right? Obviously, I do pick up in game. I still pick up women, so that does not match the facts. But anyway, those are the type of women who are going to attack you, and you got to be prepared for it, because that's just the state of modern women today. It's like they just can't have a normal conversation or debate with somebody and just stick to the facts and be mature. No, they sink to this like lower conscious level where they feel like this need to just tear you down and get their little 2-second dirty high. Why? Because that's what they do to each other. This is why women, you can't trust each other, because you guys do this to each other. You manipulate each other, right? Especially these females who are over 30, still single, and clearly, what do we call them on this channel? DG, right? We call them damaged for a reason. It's like, dude, if you weren't damaged, you would have been married by now, right? You would have a kid, a family. I'm not saying all 30-year-old women, you might be the exception. I'm just saying many, right? Many of them out there. But as always, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Share anything I might have missed. Share them in the comments below. I always love to see you guys in my comments. I always love to read them. So drop those comments below. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here from top of Vegas. Got an excellent view, as always, and always love to share it with you guys. So don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe to my channel, so please make sure you subscribe as well. And for all of you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you, yes, you, talking to you, how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that I am teaching all of my students out there, all around the world now, to go out there and approach and close every single week. And believe me when I tell you, we are making it happen every single week, no matter what type of divisiveness is going on out in the world, what type of erroneous is going on out there, or who's in the White House. It doesn't matter, right? We are continuing to live our lives to and at the highest level. Okay, and I want you to become one of us. I want you to join us, and it's real easy to get signed up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out from Vegas, here for the month, as always. Just kind of escaping LA for a bit and doing a few private boot camps while I'm out here. And actually went out last night, so I'm losing my voice a bit. But here, up and shooting content for you. And got an excellent view, as you can see. There goes the Bellagio behind me. They had the fountains on earlier. Cosmo Hotel, where I used to stay previously. Haven't stayed there in a while. And of course, the Eiffel Tower. No need to go to Paris. Got the Eiffel Tower right there. And Planet Hollywood behind me, and the Las Vegas Strip, as well as the Miracle Mall, Aria, Luxor in the distance, Mandalay Bay. It's a great, fun place to be. And if you've never been to Vegas, you should check it out. So until next time,